The universe is a vast and mostly empty place. Yet here we are, on a small, rocky planet teeming with life. This is only possible because we live next to a star, our star. We call it the Sun. It is a giant churning ball of hot gas, a cosmic furnace burning billions of miles away. Every second, it floods our solar system with energy. This energy, in the form of light and heat, is the fundamental engine that drives almost everything we know and experience. It is the silent, constant provider that makes our existence possible. Think about your morning. The sunlight that streamed through your window traveled for 8 minutes to reach you. It journeyed across 93 million miles of empty space just to warm your face. This daily gift is what powers our world. It fuels the weather systems, creating wind and rain. It warms the oceans, driving currents that regulate our planet's climate. Without this steady stream of energy, the Earth would be just another cold, lifeless rock adrift in the cosmic ocean. The sun is not just a bright object in the sky, it is the very heart of our world. Plants understand this relationship intimately. They have mastered the art of capturing sunlight. Through a remarkable process called photosynthesis, they convert light, water, and carbon dioxide into food. This process is the foundation of nearly every food chain on Earth. The energy stored in a simple blade of grass or a giant sequoia tree all began as a photon from the sun. When animals eat plants, they are consuming stored sunlight. When other animals eat those animals, the energy is transferred again. We are all, in a very real sense, children of the sun. Every aspect of our civilization is tied to the sun's energy, even in ways we might not immediately recognize. The fossil fuels we burn, coal, oil, and natural gas, are just ancient sunlight, captured by plants and animals millions of years ago. The energy was stored deep within the Earth's crust, waiting for us to release it. So when you turn on a light or drive a car, you are tapping into a solar legacy that is eons old. The sun's influence is woven into the very fabric of our lives, our biology, and our technology. Now, imagine the unthinkable. Tomorrow the sun simply goes out. The nuclear fusion at its core ceases. The first thing we would notice is the darkness. But not instantly. We would have a brief, 8.5-minute grace period. This is the time it takes for the last photons, the last particles of light from the sun, to complete their journey to Earth. For those few minutes, the sky would look completely normal. No one would suspect that the greatest catastrophe in history had already occurred. Then, as if a cosmic switch were flipped, the light would vanish. The world would be plunged into a darkness deeper than any night we have ever known. The moon, which shines only by reflecting sunlight, would become an invisible, dark orb. The planets, our familiar celestial neighbors, would disappear from our sky. The only light remaining would come from the distant stars, human-made sources like city lights and fires, and perhaps the eerie glow of auroras for a time. It would be a profound, perpetual twilight, a sky filled only with the faint, cold glitter of the Milky Way, a stark reminder of the galaxy we belong to. After the darkness, the cold would come. Without the sun's constant warmth, the Earth would begin to radiate its stored heat away into the blackness of space. The temperature drop would be swift and dramatic. Within the first week, the average global surface temperature would plummet to below freezing, around 0 degrees Fahrenheit. It would be a worldwide winter, but one without end. The cold would continue to creep deeper, and within a year, the average temperature would be a staggering -100 degrees Fahrenheit. This relentless chill would transform the surface of our planet. The oceans, which hold a vast reservoir of heat, would begin to freeze over, starting at the surface. A thick crust of ice would spread across the seas, eventually entombing the liquid water below. This ice layer would actually act as an insulator, slowing the cooling of the deep oceans and potentially preserving a pocket of liquid water for thousands of years. On land, the atmosphere would grow thin as water vapor freezes out, falling as a global, unending snow. For life on the surface, the end would come quickly. Photosynthesis, the process that sustains most of Earth's ecosystems, would stop immediately. Without sunlight, plants would wither and die within weeks. The foundation of the food web would crumble. Herbivores, the plant eaters, would starve first. Then the carnivores that prey on them would follow. The great forests would become silent, frozen monuments. The vibrant ecosystems of our planet would collapse into a frozen, barren wasteland. Only scavengers and decomposers would thrive for a short time on the decaying remains. What about us? Humanity's survival would depend entirely on our ingenuity and our ability to access energy from sources other than the sun. Our best hope would lie in harnessing the Earth's internal heat. We would have to migrate to areas with intense geothermal activity, like the geyser fields of Iceland or Yellowstone. Here, we could drill deep into the planet's crust to tap into the heat left over from its formation. This geothermal energy could power our underground habitats, provide electricity, and grow food in hydroponic farms under artificial lights. Most animal life on the surface would perish. Birds would fall from the sky. Land animals, unable to cope with the extreme cold and lack of food, would freeze. However, some life might endure. Extremophiles, organisms that thrive in extreme environments, could survive. Bacteria living deep within the Earth's crust, independent of sunlight, would not even notice the sun was gone. Deep-sea creatures clustered around hydrothermal vents on the ocean floor, which draw their energy from the planet's chemical-rich, superheated water, would continue their strange lives in the crushing dark. Our society would be forever changed. We would become a subterranean species, living in sealed, self-sustaining bunkers, powered by the planet's core. The surface world would be an inhospitable realm of extreme cold and darkness, visited only by explorers in heavily insulated suits. Our connection to the cosmos would be severed, our view of the stars a memory. We would trade the open sky for the security of the deep Earth, our civilization powered not by a star, but by the fading warmth of our own world's heart. Even if a fraction of humanity survived in these geothermal havens, our future would be precarious. We would be living on borrowed time, sustained by a finite resource. The Earth's internal heat, while immense, is not infinite. It is slowly but constantly radiating away. Our survival would be a race against the planet's own inexorable cooling. We would have to become masters of efficiency, recycling every atom and conserving every watt of energy. Our world would shrink to the size of our shelters, our dreams confined by the rock above our heads. This thought experiment, as grim as it is, serves a vital purpose. It forces us to confront a fundamental truth. Our world is not a closed system. We are profoundly dependent on an external power source, our sun. Every ray of light, every bit of warmth, is a gift that makes our complex biosphere possible. We exist in a delicate balance, a cosmic sweet spot that we far too often take for granted. The sun's stability is the bedrock of our past, present, and future. Looking out at the universe, we see countless stars. Many of them likely have planets. But as of today, October 1st, 2025, Earth is the only place we know of that harbors life. It is an oasis of warmth and complexity in an otherwise cold and empty void. This fact alone should fill us with a sense of wonder and responsibility. We are the custodians of a rare and precious phenomenon. The simple act of looking up at the blue sky is a privilege that may be unique in this corner of the galaxy. Protecting that privilege is our most important task. While the sun is not going to burn out tomorrow, our own actions can destabilize the very systems that the sun's energy supports. By altering our climate and damaging our biosphere, we are tampering with the delicate machinery of our planetary oasis. The story of the sun going dark is a cosmic fable, but its lesson is real. We must appreciate the life-giving star we have and work to protect the only home we have ever known. It is our responsibility to the cosmos,